Right now, as you're listening to these words, you might be experiencing one of the most unsettling episodes of your life. Maybe you just received that notification that changed everything in seconds, that phone call that transformed your work reality into an abyss of uncertainty. But stop for a moment, take a deep breath, because what you're about to discover will completely revolutionize your perspective on what it really means to be fired. The truth that the corporate world doesn't want you to know is this: you weren't fired without reason. You are the reason. And this reason isn't a flaw, isn't a shortcoming. It's precisely why the Almighty Creator has decided to free you from that golden cage you called a job. If you feel these words are resonating deep within your soul, hit that subscribe button on this channel where we reveal the most powerful spiritual truths about divine purpose. Give it a thumbs up if you believe your firing wasn't coincidence, but divine causality. The renowned psychologist Abraham Maslow, who passed away in 1970, dedicated his final years of research to a phenomenon he called the awakening crisis. Maslow had observed that the most successful and fulfilled people in history had gone through periods of apparent professional failure that were, in reality, divine catalysts for their true purpose. In his final notes, he wrote, "The human soul has infinite capacity that only activates when limiting structures collapse." This revelation from Maslow wasn't mere academic speculation. It was the result of decades studying cases of individuals who had been expelled from their traditional jobs, only to discover that their firing had been the divine push they needed to reach their maximum potential. Have you ever felt that strange sensation of living a life that doesn't completely belong to you? That constant restlessness whispering that there's something bigger waiting for you? That voice isn't lying. It's your spirit recognizing that you've been operating far below your true capacity. The Almighty Creator, in His infinite wisdom, knows every fiber of your being, every gift your soul carries, every spark of genius you've kept dormant under the comfort of a steady paycheck. He knows you're so much more than an employee, so much more than a number on a payroll, so much more than someone who punches a time clock and follows orders. Your firing wasn't punishment. It was liberation. It wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. It wasn't a loss. It was a gain you can't fully comprehend yet. Think about the great innovators throughout history, those who transformed the world with their revolutionary ideas. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he had co-founded. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job for being too emotional. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter saw the light of day. What did all these individuals have in common? They didn't allow their firing to define their worth. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, they recognized that their forced exit was actually a door opening toward their true destiny. The universe constantly conspires in your favor, even though sometimes its methods seem harsh or incomprehensible. When one door slams shut, it's because there's a much wider and brighter path waiting for you in another direction. Your firing is life's way of telling you, it's time you stop settling for less than you deserve. Society has conditioned us to believe that job security equals success, that maintaining stable employment is the ultimate goal. But this belief is an illusion that keeps millions trapped in mediocre lives, wasting extraordinary talents in grey cubicles, fulfilling other people's dreams while their own wither away forgotten. Your firing is a divine invitation to rediscover who you really are when you're not playing the role of employee. It's a golden opportunity to reconnect with that authentic version of yourself that you may have kept hidden for years. At this point in the journey, I want to ask you something very important. Have you ever felt that your previous job didn't allow you to express your full potential? Have you experienced that frustration of having brilliant ideas that never saw the light? If so, drop a comment below and share your experience, because your story could inspire thousands of people going through the same thing. The phrase, "less is more," has never made as much sense as it does in this moment of your life. Less rigid structure means more creative freedom. Less apparent security means more real opportunities. Less conformity means more authenticity. Less dependence means more autonomy. Now is when you need to pause and reflect deeply on all those times you felt you were wasting your time at that job. All those mornings when you woke up without excitement. All those afternoons when you watched the clock waiting for quitting time. All those weekends you spent with anxiety thinking about Monday morning. Your soul already knew the truth long before the firing came. Your spirit had been sending you signals for months, maybe years, trying to tell you that you deserved something better, something bigger, something more aligned with your divine purpose. The Creator makes no mistakes. If He allowed you to be separated from that job, it's because He has much grander plans for your life. Plans that require you to have complete freedom to explore your potential without the limitations of fixed schedules, controlling bosses, and corporate structures that stifle creativity. Your real work, your true mission on this earth, cannot be contained within the walls of a traditional office. Your purpose is too big, too important, too revolutionary to be reduced to a conventional job position. This is the moment to activate that unshakable confidence in your potential. That confidence that doesn't depend on any boss's approval, that doesn't need validation from any system, that doesn't require the security of any fixed salary to flourish. Your firing is the divine signal that it's time to bet completely on yourself. It's the universe telling you, you've completed your learning time in that place. Now it's time for you to become the leader of your own life. The abundance waiting for you on the other side of this firing is infinitely greater than any salary you've ever received. But this abundance won't come from looking for another job just like the previous one. It will come from daring to create something completely new, something born from the depths of your essence. Do you know what the difference is between people who remain trapped in the cycle of frustrating jobs and those who transform their firing into a springboard to greatness? The difference lies in the interpretation they give to their job separation. Those who remain trapped see their firing as a tragedy, as an injustice, as proof of their incompetence. They focus on what they lost, what was taken from them, what they no longer have. But those who transcend and rise see their firing as liberation, as opportunity, as demonstration, that the universe believes in their capacity for something much greater. They focus on what they can create, what they can build, what they can become. Your firing is an invitation to become the architect of your own destiny. You'll no longer have to ask permission to implement your ideas. You'll no longer have to convince anyone of your vision. You'll no longer have to adapt your genius to others' limited molds. If you've made it this far, it's because your soul recognizes the truth in these words. Subscribe to this channel to keep receiving these revelations that will transform your perspective on success and purpose. Hit that like button if you feel your firing was actually a divine gift in disguise. Fear of the future is natural, but it shouldn't be your guide. Fear keeps you small, makes you doubt your ability, makes you believe you need the security of a traditional job to survive. But faith in your divine potential expands you, makes you recognize your unique gifts, makes you understand that you have everything necessary to create your own security. Your firing marks the end of your stage as an employee and the beginning of your era as a value creator. You'll no longer work to enrich others' dreams. Now you'll work to materialize your own divine vision. The Almighty Creator endowed you with specific talents, unique abilities, revolutionary perspectives that the world urgently needs. But while you were trapped in the employee routine, these gifts remain dormant, waiting for the perfect moment to awaken them. That moment is now. Your firing is the divine alarm that activates all your latent potential. The job security you thought you had was, in reality, the greatest insecurity of all, because you depended completely on others' decisions, corporate moods, business strategies that could change overnight. Your firing showed you that the only real security is what you build with your own talent and determination. Now you have the opportunity to create unshakable security based on your capacity to generate value independently of any external structure. Security that no one can ever take away because it's born from your essence. and manifests through your purpose. The transformation you're experiencing is sacred. It's a process of death and rebirth that every human being destined for greatness experiences. The employee you were is dying so the leader you're destined to be can be born. This process isn't comfortable, isn't easy, but it's absolutely necessary. Like the butterfly that must destroy its cocoon to fly, you must leave behind the comfort of employment to reach the freedom of spiritual entrepreneurship. Your new mission won't simply be generating money, it will be generating impact. It won't only be creating products or services, it will be creating transformation in people's lives. It won't just be building a business, it will be building a legacy that transcends your physical existence. The world is waiting for what only you can offer. There are people who need exactly what you have to give. There are problems that only you can solve with your unique perspective. There are innovations that can only emerge from your creative mind. But while you were employed, keeping schedules and following instructions, all this greatness remained inactive. Your firing is the key that opens the floodgates of your genius. The phrase "less is more" takes on its deepest meaning when you understand that you need less than you thought to be more than you imagined. Less external dependence, more personal autonomy. Less apparent security, more real confidence. Less social conformity, more spiritual authenticity. This is the moment to fully trust in the divine plan unfolding in your life. Trusting doesn't mean being passive, it means taking inspired action from a place of absolute faith in your potential. Your firing isn't the end of your professional story. It's the beginning of the most extraordinary chapter of your existence. It's the moment where you stop being the protagonist in someone else's story and begin writing your own epic. The Almighty Creator didn't free you from that job so you'd look for another one just like it. He freed you to create something completely new, something that bears your unique signature, something that reflects the greatness dwelling within you. Every great innovator, every transformational leader, every person who has left an indelible mark on this world has gone through this same process of apparent loss, followed by an extraordinary discovery of their true power. Your moment has arrived. Your firing is your calling. Your liberation is your opportunity. Your ending is your new beginning. Now is the moment to recognize that all the time you spent as an employee was, in reality, your preparation period. Every skill you developed, every experience you lived, every challenge you overcame, everything was part of a master plan designed to equip you with the tools necessary for your true mission. The Almighty Creator has been forging your character, polishing your talents, expanding your vision during all these years. Your firing marks graduation from this formation stage and the beginning of your period of practical application of everything learned. Think of this moment as the birth of your new identity. The employee you were was like a caterpillar preparing for its transformation. Your firing is the moment to enter the cocoon, and what will emerge will be a completely transformed butterfly, ready to fly to heights you never imagined possible. The anxiety you feel is natural, but don't let it become your main counselor. Anxiety will tell you about all the risks, all the uncertainties, all the reasons why you should quickly look for another job just like the previous one. But your spirit whispers a different truth, that you've been called to something much greater. This is the moment to activate a faith that transcends human logic, a faith that doesn't need to see the entire path to take the first step. A faith that trusts that every door that closes is because there's a palace waiting for you instead of another small room. Your firing is the universe's declaration that you're no longer compatible with mediocrity. It's confirmation that your energy vibrates at too high a frequency to be contained in traditional corporate structures. It's recognition that your soul has evolved beyond the limitations of being an employee. The true abundance awaiting you isn't measured solely in economic terms. It's measured in freedom of expression, personal satisfaction, positive impact. The ability to wake up each morning knowing you're living your authentic purpose. The money you'll earn as creator of your own destiny will have a completely different taste than the salary you received as an employee. It will be money earned from your essence, money that reflects your real value, money that comes as a result of offering your unique contribution to the world. But more important than money will be the sense of fulfillment you'll experience knowing you're honoring the gifts the Creator deposited in you. That feeling is priceless, can't be bought, can only be lived when you have the courage to be faithful to your higher calling. Your firing is also a test of faith. The universe wants to know if you really believe in your own potential or if you only talk about it when you have the security of employment. It wants to see if you trust your abilities enough to bet everything on them. This test isn't cruel, it's loving. It's life's way of helping you discover the real depth of your inner power. Because when you have nothing else to rely on except your own talent and determination, that's when you discover that's all you really need. Society has conditioned you to believe you need permission to be great, that you need a boss's validation to feel valuable, that you need a company's structure to be productive. But your firing is freeing you from all these limiting illusions. Now you can be your own boss, validate your own work, create your own structure. Now you can establish your own rules, define your own schedule, choose your own projects. Now you can build something that's completely yours, something that reflects your unique vision of the world. The spiritual entrepreneurship you're being called to isn't just about creating a business, it's about creating a lifestyle that's completely aligned with your essence. It's about waking up every day with excitement because you know you're going to work on something you love, with people you choose, toward goals that really matter to you. Your firing is the Creator's invitation to enter into direct partnership with Him. You'll no longer have human bosses limiting your creativity. Now you'll have divine guidance that infinitely expands your possibilities. You'll no longer follow corporate manuals. Now you'll follow intuitive wisdom that flows directly from the source of all creation. This transition requires you to develop a new relationship with uncertainty. As an employee, uncertainty was your enemy because it represented the possibility of losing your job. But as creator of your own destiny, uncertainty becomes your ally because it represents infinite possibilities for growth and expansion. Learn to dance with the unknown instead of fearing it. Learn to see each day without guarantees as an exciting adventure instead of a terrifying threat. Learn to interpret each challenge as an opportunity to demonstrate your capacity for overcoming. The Almighty Creator will never put you in a situation that's beyond your capacity to handle. Your firing came precisely at the perfect moment when you already have all the tools, knowledge, and inner strength necessary to build something extraordinary. Trust in your life's divine timing. Trust that everything you've lived until now has prepared you specifically for this moment of transition. Trust that your firing is the beginning of the most exciting chapter of your existence. The phrase "less is more" manifests now in all its glory. Less apparent security gives you more real opportunities. Less external structure allows you more internal creativity. Less dependence on others grants you more confidence in yourself. Your new life will begin when you stop looking for another job and start creating your own source of income. When you stop sending resumes and start building your own reputation. When you stop waiting for someone to hire you and start hiring your own destiny. This transformation process won't be instantaneous, but it will be inevitable if you maintain faith and take consistent action toward your vision. Every day you dedicate to building your own path will be a day invested in your future freedom. Remember that all the great leaders in history were, at some point, people who lost a job and decided to create their own. Your firing places you in the same category as these visionaries who dared to trust their potential above their fear. The world is waiting for your unique contribution, but it won't receive it while you keep settling for being someone else's employee. Your firing is the universe's way of ensuring you finally offer everything you have to give. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving these revelations that will transform your perspective on success and divine purpose. Hit that like button if you feel your firing was the best gift you could have received, and comment on what you're going to create now that you're completely free. Always remember this fundamental truth. The Almighty Creator never fires His children from the purpose for which they were created. He only relocates them when they've outgrown the level where they were operating. Your firing is your divine promotion to a superior dimension of existence, where you can finally be everything you're destined to be.